A large explosion occurred in Russia's Moscow region. Minutes after the explosion, Russian sources suddenly fell silent. While the cause of the explosion was being investigated, sources quickly revealed that a large explosion had occurred at the Voskresensk train station in the Moscow region. Initially, sources suggested the explosion was due to technical reasons, but they were soon shocked to learn that a freight train at the station had been sabotaged. In fact, this act of sabotage went beyond simple disruption, carrying more strategic and deeper implications. Immediately following the incident, a video released by Ukraine's military intelligence agency, HUR, revealed that one of Russia's most critical logistical lines had been targeted by Ukraine-supporting groups. The explosion, which occurred at midnight, struck one of the logistical routes that Russia relied on to maintain control over territories in Ukraine. Early analyses indicated that both the logistical line and the freight train's wagons were destroyed. In other words, this was not just an attack on a major railway, but also on a freight wagon. The Voskresensk region, located southeast of Moscow, is situated at one of the key junction points of Russia's most important railway lines. Due to multiple routes connecting the targeted area, the attack appears to have been planned well in advance. The railway line, almost entirely used for military shipments to the interior regions, is also a crucial artery for sustaining military operations. Following the explosion, significant destruction occurred on the tracks near the station, and the scale of the incident suggested it would cause a major disruption in Russia's logistical chain. This sabotage, occurring in one of Russia's most sensitive and secure areas, has deeply shaken the Moscow administration. The event clearly demonstrates that even Russia's most valuable shipping lines are not safe. The slowdown in the shipment of military supplies directly from production to the front lines as a result of this attack will have a long-term impact on Russian forces at the front. The Kremlin, which relies on railways for transporting both supplies and ammunition, will now be forced to repair the damage at one of its most critical junction points. The fact that this location has been targeted once increases the likelihood of further attacks on multiple points. Previously untouched, the attack on such a location has likely emboldened Ukraine-supporting factions. As a result, partisan groups supporting Ukraine are providing crucial intelligence to Kiev about Russia's logistics and the identification of key shipments. According to Ukrainian intelligence, the recent incident will not be limited to the destruction of a train carrying military supplies. This statement also signals an increase in attacks on critical supply lines. Hours after the explosion, Russia's state media claimed the incident was a fire drill. Meanwhile, a significant event occurred on the Kursk front, further shaking the Moscow administration. Military reports on the events in Kursk Oblast reveal that North Korean units have been involved in a new incident. From the very first day on the front, North Korean troops had already become a subject of discussion due to heavy losses. But they have now added another failure to their record. The situation escalated to the point where Russian commanders reassessed the North Korean units operating on the front. Some reports suggest that, as a result of these events, Russian forces have also sought advice from the Chinese military. Although this is not fully confirmed, the likelihood of this happening is now quite high. Recently in the Kursk region, North Korean soldiers opened friendly fire and targeted Chechen special forces. As a result, 8 soldiers from Chechnya's special forces were neutralized. This incident also slowed down the main attack groups in the region. Attack groups advancing from north to south in areas controlled by Ukraine were forced to change their direction of advance due to the friendly fire from North Korean troops. Following this, the Moscow administration began deploying both North Korean troops and Chechen special forces at the same locations to achieve their objectives. As a result, North Korean units have been working alongside Chechen forces. However, due to language barriers, Chechen forces have suffered losses due to the actions of the North Koreans on the front line. Although North Korean troops have been unable to demonstrate their full performance, it seems that the Ukrainians have effectively adapted to Moscow's key tactics. Ukraine has developed a counterplan against North Korea's wave tactic, which aimed to break through Ukraine's defenses. However, by retreating from disadvantageous positions and moving to more advantageous locations, Ukrainian forces have turned North Korean soldiers into easy targets. Following intense artillery fire and drone strikes, Ukrainian special forces have moved in to eliminate the advancing North Koreans. Analyses of the front line reveal that North Korean troops have not received any armored support from Russia's mechanized units. As a result, The North Korean forces sent by Pyongyang have been forced to move on foot in open areas. After a bombardment, Ukraine was able to neutralize a significant number of North Korean soldiers. With the growing losses, it seems that Moscow's command ordered the troops in the area to coordinate more closely, leading to increased cooperation between the North Koreans and Chechens. However, North Koreans are currently facing serious coordination issues with both Russian and Chechen forces. The root cause of this problem appears to be language barriers and weaknesses in communication. According to Ukrainian intelligence reports, this lack of coordination has led to insufficient artillery support from Russian forces during attacks. Ukrainian intelligence reports that 2 HIMARS systems launched an attack on a strategic target in the Zaporizhia region. The strike was executed rapidly due to the high concentration of Russian military vehicles in an open area. The operation resulted in the incapacitation of a command center and the destruction of surrounding vehicles. Although the specific missile used was not officially disclosed, the command center was confirmed to be rendered inoperable. The successful operation led to the neutralization of 3 Russian officers, as confirmed by Ukrainian intelligence. Following the initial strike, Ukrainian drones continued to target and eliminate retreating Russian units. 2 officers from the 135th Motorized Rifle Regiment and an anti-aircraft battery commander from the 4th Guards Base were among those neutralized. Additionally, 5 Russian vehicles were destroyed in the attack. Open-source intelligence reports reveal further losses, particularly among North Korean units that recently joined the conflict. Kyiv alleges that Russian forces are using North Korean soldiers as expendable troops on the front lines. Approximately 12,000 North Korean soldiers are reportedly stationed on Russian soil, having been deployed to address the manpower shortage on the Kursk front. Recent Ukrainian attacks on Russian rear lines have resulted in significant casualties among both Russian and North Korean forces. The South Korean Joint Chiefs of Staff reported that at least 1,000 North Korean soldiers engaged in the Ukraine conflict have been neutralized. However, Ukrainian President Zelensky and Kyiv claim that North Korean soldier casualties exceed 3,000. While not officially confirmed, it is estimated that around 2,000-plus North Korean soldiers have been neutralized. To show your support and help us continue providing information, please donate us a super thanks. We'll see what happens in the coming days. We have come to the end of another video. You can like the video to support us. By subscribing, you can easily follow new videos. I wish you all war-free days. See you.